Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Slightly Biased Podcast. I am your host, Connolly, joined by my co-host, Brett. Brett, how's it going, friend?
What up, brother? How we doing today?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Got off to a late start this morning, but hey, what are you going to do about it?
Yep.
It is Thursday, September 26th, 2019, week 4 of the NFL season kicks off tonight. Week 4 already. Damn, dude. NFL season goes by faster than any other time of the year.
Yeah, it really does.
It sucks because it feels the NFL offseason is so excruciatingly long.
Yeah.
And then the season, like we're already going to be what? Let me see if my math's right here. A quarter of the way done with the season already?
Yep.
Fuck. Anyways, good slate of games this week. Some tough ones.
Some interesting ones.
I'm going 16-0 or 15-0 this week.
I feel good. I'm taking some chances, but
I'm taking some shots too.
Yeah.
Putting my faith in teams I should not be putting my faith in, but I'm doing it anyway. But let's go ahead and just get right into these picks. Starting with tonight's game, finally a good Thursday night football game, or at least what should be a good Thursday night football game on paper, but we all know how these Thursday night games end up going. The 1-2 Eagles, who desperately need to win, go to Green Bay to take on the 3-0 Packers. Who do you got in this one?
Alrighty. So Alshon is back. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's big.
Green Bay, the offense is ranked 28th. Going against Philly defense, where Cox has all zeros on his stat line. Eagles have a team that have 2 sacks. Packers defense, on the other hand, 4 interceptions, 12 sacks, 3rd overall in the league. If Green Bay is for real, they should dominate this game. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Darby's out. D-Jack is out. It should be a game to where I think Green Bay should get the passing game going. Like Devontae Adams should have a game.
You would
should be able to do some things. Did you know Carson Wentz is 4-14 in game-winning drives, game-winning opportunities?
I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad.
4-14. If you look at the Eagles' schedule too, it's not very fun. After I think they play like someone not very good in a couple weeks, but after that, it's pretty rough. The Patriots twice, like right after they get back from the bye, they have to play the Patriots. I don't know if it's Patriots twice. I don't think it's twice, but it's like right after the bye week they have to play the Patriots. I still think Philly could make some things happen. I'm like I told you, I'm not a super believer in this Green Bay defense yet. I got Green Bay 31-24.
Yeah, I got Green Bay too, 27-23. I think it's going to come down. I think it's going to be another situation like the Eagles have had the past 2 weeks where they have the ball, maybe like 2 minutes left, and they have a chance to go down and win it and can't do so.
Right.
But this game will tell us a bunch about this Eagles team, I think. Because if they come out, play really well, and sneak out a win, then I think this is a team that it may not be as good as everyone thought they were going to be coming into the season, but a team that could still put together and run and make the postseason. But if they lose this one, you hate to say week 4 that a season's over, but man, if they go 1-3, especially with the Cowboys playing against Teddy Bridgewater, it's pretty tough to see them bouncing back from that, at least in the division.
It's going to be a hard comeback. The NFC's tough too. I mean, to even grab a wild card spot, it's going to be tough.
Right, and I'm looking at their schedule. They play the Jets after this week, which should be a win for them. But then they play in Minnesota. They look tough. They play at Dallas, in Buffalo. They play the Bears. They play the Patriots, Seahawks. Like, they've still got a tough schedule.
Know what I'm saying?
It's a pretty easy in for them.
Yeah.
They play the Giants twice in the last 4 games, but the Giants team doesn't look that bad anymore.
Right.
They didn't look as putrid as they did week 1 and 2. But the Eagles are still banged up. It's a short week. It's not like they're going to be getting healthier. Alshon's playing. You say that. Dallas Goedert's playing. I don't know why that's such a big deal for people. I don't see the Dallas Goedert hype that everyone else seems to be seeing.
I've been confused about that all season.
Dude dropped a wide open touchdown last week. Or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't remember, but I don't see it. I'm looking at this Packers team. Aaron Rodgers has not been really shy about saying the offense hasn't been good. They want to get the passing game going, and this is the perfect week to do so because this is a Swiss cheese secondary for Philly. The 4th most passing yards given up. They've given up a 100-yard receiving game in all 4 games of the season. Them and the Saints are the only 2 teams to have done that. So I look for Devontae Adams to go off tonight. And if not him, then Scantling could have a big game too because The Eagles did a pretty good job shutting down Galladay last week, but Marvin Jones went off. So I figure one of these two dudes is going to have a big game this week.
Yeah.
And
Adams has 5 touchdowns in 7 Thursday games, 4 in his last 5.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That is a nice stat right there.
All right, thank you.
And also, look, the Packers are 7-2-1 in their last 3 home games, with one of those losses being a Week 16 loss to the Lions where Rodgers wasn't even playing. So this is a tough one for the Eagles, man. I just don't see a way that they win this game. Even with Alshon playing, Jair Alexander has been one of, if not the best corners in the NFL this season. He's only allowed a 58.8 passer rating when targeted.
Right, like I think it would have been bigger if Deshaun Jackson was back instead of Alshon.
Yeah, they need Deshaun, they need Djax back bad, and I don't even know if Alshon plays tonight. What is he looking like? Is he going to? He's obviously not going to be 100%. Like, what is he bringing to the table?
I mean, he's like a solid like number 2 kind of like to combat somebody that can stretch the field.
Yeah, I mean, I like Alshon. I think he's good. I think that like his numbers
like
obviously
red zone. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, like his numbers probably would be better in a system that is more geared towards feeding him the ball, if that makes sense, rather than spreading it out. But
right, like first downs, like little in routes and out routes.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm also looking at an Eagles offensive line that was supposed to be like the best in all of football. That's been very disappointing.
Doesn't look like it.
They're 12th in DVOA, and the Packers have the 3rd best defensive line. So this could be an ugly one. It could. I think it's going to be close, though. I think the Eagles play close. 1-3, though.
This is my thing. If the Packers are supposed to be as good as everybody's saying, like, oh, they're one of the best teams in the league, like, already and stuff, like, they should dominate this game.
You'd think so, but Thursday night games are always weird.
And, I mean, the Eagles are still going to try to put up a fight. So, I mean, I only got them losing by a touchdown.
Yeah.
So.
And at the end of the day, if this comes down to quarterback play, which quarterback are you taking, Wentz or Rodgers?
I mean, yeah, you know my answer. Yeah.
Obviously, Rodgers. All right, so we both got the Packers there. Moving on to the Sunday games, we have the 1-2 Tennessee Titans going up against the 1-2 Falcons. Battle of the disappointments. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I know you've been tough on Atlanta, so and I got a little more optimism about them. I'm hoping they can pull a win together here. Just looking at Mariota's numbers, they're all better in the second half. Completion percentage, yards, passer rating, all better in the second half. Titans are scoring 6 points a game in the first half, tied for 25th in the NFL. I feel like they needed to get Henry more involved. I know they use him a lot, but get the running game going. Freeman on the other side, 5.5 yards a carry last week, looking good. Keep feeding him. Tennessee defense, 8th in points allowed, 10th overall, so the defense has been solid. But I mean, they allowed 9 sacks last week.
Yeah, that was
bad. Tennessee allows 5 yards a carry, so I look for Freeman to kind of have the same kind of performance, if not better. Now, I told you last week, what was I worried about in this Falcons defense? And Keanu Neal, torn Achilles, out for the season.
Yeah, that's true.
Tough to see. Hate to see it. Defense is 21st in points allowed and overall. The schedule is kind of rough too. Other than the Cardinals and Bucks twice, they play Houston next week. They play the Rams in 3 weeks, and then Seattle in 4 weeks. And then they got
Atlanta.
Yeah, they got the Panthers twice, Saints twice, and then San Fran and Jacksonville late. I think it's kind of spooky. I think like the Titans could make something happen here, but I'll go with the Falcons 30-17.
30-17, damn. Yeah. I got the Falcons 24-20. I think it's going to be close. I have pretty much every single game this week being close. But, wow, that's interesting what you said about the Titans being a good second-half offense.
Yeah.
I guess my biggest issue with that and my concern in this game in general is if that's the case and the Falcons jump out to an early lead, there's no way this Titans offense can keep up because they're just not good.
That's kind of where I'm going.
One thing I saw that I could not believe was Pro Football Focus had them as the 4th best offensive line, and I do not see how the fuck that's even possible.
Yeah, I said it on Tuesday.
Pro Football Focus is, I mean, they're good for certain things, but
well, dude, that quarterback list.
yeah, that quarterback list.
I mean, that's got to control. Like, that's to get people on the website.
Well, you have to keep in mind, a lot of Pro Football Focus's ratings are like, oh, the quarterback made a throw to a wide open receiver. Cool. So, like, Patrick Mahomes does throw a lot of throws like that, but still, like, sixth best quarterback, no chance in hell. Anyone with two eyes would
There's
say
just
he's-
no way you can't have Mahomes playing the best quarterback football in the league right now.
Yeah, and just to put PFF in perspective, they ranked the Titans as the fourth best offensive line. DVOA has them dead last, and they've given up 17 sacks, the most in the NFL. So how the fuck are they the number one offensive line or number four offensive line? Beats me. Nate Davis should be back, which would be good for their offensive line, but Taylor Lewin is still a week away, so their offensive line is still probably going to play bad. Can Mariota keep up with the Falcons? Let me answer that for you. No, he can't. If he gets into a shootout, no. They play behind the chains way too much. The battle. This is a battle between two like undisciplined, badly coached teams. Really, like
Right.
this could be an ugly, disgusting ass game.
I just think the Falcons will put up some points here.
I think so too. I mean, it's a
yeah.
good Titans defense, but Calvin Ridley injury is something to keep an eye on, though.
Yeah.
And no Keanu Neal, that hurts. Can Matt Ryan keep the ball out of the other team's hands? That's a big question mark.
For sure. I mean, Tennessee's got some takeaways, so.
Right. We both got the Falcons. I think it could be a close one.
I think this will be the last time, like you said last week, like if the Falcons lose this game, like it'd be pretty close to jumping on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not confident in either of these teams, but I guess I'm more confident in the Falcons at home.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next game. Oh, this is an interesting one. The 3-0 Pats go to Buffalo to take on the 3-0 Bills in the Dildo Gate, the Dildo Bowl. Did you see that tweet that said it was like a minus 130 that a dildo was gonna, at least one dildo would be thrown on the field in this game?
I did not see that.
That's pretty funny.
I love this game.
I do too, man. Let me tell you, I was so close to going to Bills.
I'm gonna take them.
You're taking the Bills.
I'm going on a limb and I'm taking the Bills.
Wow, I love that.
Bills Mafia.
I love that.
They're fifth in rushing with 150 per game. Now, I love it. Everybody is loving this Patriots defense, right? They've played Pittsburgh, the Jets, and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And I understand that they look good. They got players. Like, I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
However, I do not think they will have the same success against the Bills.
I think they come a little bit down, too.
If you look at that injury report, it is not good. It is a long one.
Yeah, but it is the Patriots, man. It's
right.
plug and play, plug and play, plug and play.
I understand that too, but even Tom Brady, this is the first time I've ever heard him talk about his age. He's talking about when he goes, he's not a spring chicken anymore. Those were his words. I mean, Tom Brady's never said anything about his age. Like it's always been, I'm gonna play until I can, like blah blah. Now he's saying he's not a spring chicken anymore. They signed Cody Kessler because Stidham's being worked too much with the second team and the practice squad or something like that.
And he looks horrible.
Yeah, so they signed another quarterback. Bill Belichick's talking about roster management. Patriots always have one or two divisional games at least that they kind of.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's usually the Dolphins, but it's not going to be them this year, so it's got to be someone else.
I know that the Bills just beat the Bengals, but I don't think the Bengals are that terrible, and I think it was a good win for them, that fourth quarter winning drive. I think they got some momentum. They're playing at home. I just think that the Bills are catching them at the right time. I do think it'll be close. I'll go 24-23 Bills at home. Bills Mafia.
Man, I love that you picked the Bills, man. I was really close to doing it. I would go in the Pats 2017, but I think it's gonna be really close.
I revisited this game 3 times yesterday.
Yeah, I whenever I first started, I was like, I'm finding every excuse in the book to pick the Bills, but I just couldn't do it. Because the thing is I mentioned this when we talked about their game against the Bengals on Tuesday. They still haven't played a full 4 quarters of football yet. They've at least had one half where they look really bad, or like one quarter where they look really bad, and that will not cut it against the Patriots.
Pats will kill you with that for sure.
Yeah, they'll put their foot on your throat and just end the game right then and there.
Yep.
So they're gonna have to play a full 4 quarters of football, like good football, to win this game. Josh Allen, can he handle this pressure? He went 20 of 41, 1 touchdown, 2 picks in his one game against the Pats last year. Granted, the Bills were 5-10 at that point, so the season was out the window and everything. This isn't Buffalo, so that crowd's going to be insane.
Yep.
Man, this is a tough one because like you said, I think the Pats defense is as good as they look. I really do. But they haven't played anybody, man. And I thought the Steelers, them holding to the Steelers to 3 points was really good. That doesn't impress me anymore after the way the Steelers look.
Right.
Even with Mason Rudolph, like still they just look horrible.
It'll be key to see if the Bills can like run the ball effectively.
Yeah.
Whether it's Frank Gore, whether it's Josh Allen.
Singletary might be back.
I mean, Josh Allen has 105 yards in 3 games and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I did put here the Patriots did give up an 80-yard rushing game to Mitchell Trubisky last year, so Josh Allen could run the ball.
I mean, they have 400 yards of offense per game. Um, I like the Bills to make something happen here. They're fifth ranked on defense too. Fifth in points allowed.
Yeah, the Bills look good, but if you bring up the Patriots opponents, you have to bring up the Bills ones too, though.
And Devlin is out for the season or out for a while. Their fullback that they use all the time and like all their blocking
I did
schemes.
see that. I did see that.
Out for a while too. I think the Bills are catching them at the right time, and the Patriots always find a divisional game or two every year that they slip up and give away. So
this is I would love to see the Bills win. Like I'm gonna be rooting for them 100% just because I like it.
It'll be a fun, exciting game. It's gonna be.
Me and you both like Josh Allen.
Yeah, it's gonna be turned up over there.
I think it's gonna be a situation. I personally think the Patriots win, but the Bills play them close enough to where everyone says, "Okay, the Bills are for real." You know what I mean? It's gonna be like one of those losses, like a quality loss.
Right.
Where
I mean, the Bills are plus 265 on the money line, and I'm looking.
What's the spread of that game?
7.5.
Wow, that's disrespectful. That is disrespect on another level, man.
Right. I mean, if you're the Bills, that's what you're saying in the locker room. That's what hey, these guys, they think they just gonna run over us.
Man, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know. I revisited this game 3 times yesterday. My first pick was the Pats, and then I didn't really like it. I didn't even like it when I picked them, and ever since I went back to the Bills last night, I'm feeling better and better about it.
Yeah, I mean the Bills, they do have a good defense, a good D line. The
O-line's been good too.
Yeah, the Patriots, their offensive line, run blocking at least hasn't been great. So we'll see, man. It's gonna be a good game. I'm excited to see it. You have the Bills. I love that pick. I have the Patriots. I wasn't ballsy enough, but I got some ones coming up though for sure.
Okay.
All right. Our next game, we have the 3-0 Chiefs going to Detroit to take on the 2-1 Lions.
This is a good one. I like this game.
A lot closer than a lot of people probably do.
I mean, a lot of people really seem to think that the Lions are going to upset the Chiefs.
Wait, what's the spread in this one?
7.
Wow, that's surprising to me as well.
Yeah.
Surprisingly high.
I mean, I am not one of these people that think Detroit's going to upset the Chiefs. I like what Detroit's doing. I mean, Patricia was really fired up after the win last week. They sound like a team that's kind of rallying together finally and trying to do some good things. Listen, Patty is just too good. I don't know who the Chiefs are going to lose to, Conley. I don't know. Like until they lose, I'm not going to pick them to lose.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel about the Patriots too.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the Chiefs have been more impressive in my eyes, to be honest.
They've definitely had stiffer competition than the Patriots.
I mean, obviously the Patriots defense has been okay, but are good, really good. Chiefs second in total yards per game, 18 pass plays of 20 plus, leads the league, 34 points a game. Interestingly enough, though, the Lions are second in pass defense as far as completion percentage, 5 takeaways, tied for 11th. Middle of the pack in points allowed. Chiefs are 21 points allowed, so I mean, Lions could definitely like shoot out with them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs bring the Lions back to earth a little bit, though. I'll go 38-24.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs too, but I got 34-30. I think it's going to be a close shootout. This is, I don't know if you saw this, Patrick Mahomes' first NFL game in a dome.
Really?
Yeah, so that could be.
That's interesting. I mean, is that not a good thing, though?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a stat. Someone tweeted. I don't know the exact numbers, but last time.
Did he not play in a dome in college?
No, it's his first NFL.
Okay,
dome.
NFL.
But the last time he played in a dome in college, he threw for like 600 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean that's a problem.
So yikes! You did mention the Lions' defense; they have played well.
They've been decent.
And what I look for from them, I don't think they're going to stop the Chiefs or anything, but maybe 1 or 2 takeaways.
You need it. I would say they need it.
And this is a secondary that has gotten some pretty big takeaways this season. I mean, I remember Darius Slay was getting torched by Keenan Allen in that Chargers game, but then came up with a giant interception to seal the game. So they're an opportunistic defense.
And he was questionable earlier this week, but he's looking like he's good to go.
That's good. They're going to need him. Obviously,
Yep.
this Chiefs offense is insane. It's hard to bet against Patty, like you said. It really is. Even though I like the Lions offensively, and I think they can keep up in a shootout. And
A little bit.
they're 2-1. They have two impressive wins. The Chargers are a good team. The Eagles should be a good team in Philly. Like those are impressive big time wins. I think the stadium's going to be rocking. Like,
were they that impressive wins though? Like I'd say the Philly win was a good win, but
they were ugly for sure. But they were two good teams.
Yeah, I mean they're good wins for them because if they don't, they're 0-3 probably or 0-2-1. Right. So I don't know. I mean, is the tie impressive? No.
No.
I mean, like I like this team. I like that they're winning, but have I been impressed? Like that impressed? No. To pick them to beat the Chiefs? No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not picking them. But I'm saying it could be close. Like this is a Chiefs secondary that's not very good. Marvin Jones is a good receiver. Kenny Golladay is a good receiver. And also, this is a Chiefs defense that gets torched by tight ends all the time. And T.J. Hawkinson, he had that really good week one. It's been like non-existent last 2 weeks, even though they targeted him a bunch last week. But he can have a big game here. They gave up 9.
I think we both agree this will be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, I think it's
defense,
gonna be a shootout.
Lions defense overall 23rd, Chiefs defense overall 24th on NFL.com.
Yeah, I don't. Neither of these defenses are all that great. So it's going to come down to who's the better offense. I think it's the Chiefs, but obviously the Chiefs. But I think the Lions hold their own a little bit here, honestly. Okay. I think maybe it's like they get like a garbage time touchdown, so the score is a lot closer than the game seemed than like it actually was.
Fair.
But I see this one being a fun game to watch offensively.
No, it'd be a fun game. Chiefs are always fun to watch.
But kind of like what I said with the Bills, I think this is a loss where the Lions walk away from it saying, "All right, we can probably hang around with these big teams," and people maybe start because I've seen everyone disrespect the Lions. Like when it comes to all of these NFC North teams that are looking good, and
I
all
feel
of
like
these
they're a little
teams
overhyped right now. I've seen a lot of people
but what's their hype though?
I think that it's crazy that they're winning. It's like, oh my God, the Lions are actually good.
I feel like I hear no one speaking about them. Everyone's talking about,
the Pat
oh my God,
show yesterday, and they were just all over the Lions.
I was watching, I don't remember what show it was, but they were like, oh, the NFC North is so good. The Bears are so good. The Packers are so good. The Vikings are so good. And then they stopped. I was like, damn. It's disrespectful, man.
But, I mean, they've looked good. I'm not trying to say, like, especially from, like, last year, you got Patricia. Like, a lot of people were saying they weren't going to improve at all this year. So, like, in that regard, I mean, like, I'm happy for them. But, like, am I going to pick them even at home to upset the best offense in football? Like, negative.
No, but I'm just saying, I think they're a good team. I really do.
Okay.
And
I just think it's going to be tough to get out of that division and just make the playoffs in the NFC in general.
But if you were to tell the Lions and Lions fans, hey, after week 3 of the season, you played the Cardinals, the Chargers, and the Eagles in Philadelphia, you did not lose a game. That's impressive, man. I have to say.
I agree.
So we both got the Chiefs. I'm a little bit more high on the Lions than you are, but we both got the Chiefs. Next up, we have the 1-2 Raiders going to Indianapolis to take on the 2-1 Colts. I'm guessing you're not picking the Raiders again?
Yeah, I'll tell you who I'm not picking. It's the Oakland Raiders. Raiders are allowing 26 points per game, over 100 rushing yards a game. I look for Mac to have a good game. Colts allow 24 points a game, so their defense hasn't been great.
No, really
but they faced tough offenses in the Chargers and Falcons, held the Titans to 17. I put the Raiders need to try to work Jacobs more. I know he's dealing with an injury. That's kind of big for them. I feel like he's a big piece of the offense. Colts allowed 5 yards per carry last week to Freeman. Obviously, we talked about Derek Carr last episode a little bit. I don't hate him, but they were 3 for 11 on third down. I mean, against Minnesota defense, but it's not going to win ball games.
Nope.
Raiders really need to rally, but it's another one of those teams for me that, like, if the Colts are for real, they should dominate this game.
Yeah.
Brissett's had 3 solid straight games with 2 touchdowns plus. Raiders are tied for 23rd in passing yards allowed. Now, T.Y. health is a concern, but you got Ebron and Doyle. You got Funchess. They got this guy, Paris Campbell from Ohio State. I don't know if you've heard much about him.
Yeah.
This guy runs a 4.3, and I was watching some of his highlights last night, if he gets the ball in open field, he's gone.
Yeah.
This guy is ridiculously fast. He set a school record for 90 receptions at Ohio State last season. I put Indy covers 31-20.
Yeah, I got the Colts too, 24-17. I just don't. Oakland's lost right now, honestly,
Yeah.
already. But I mean, it's time. Like you said, this Colts defense has been disappointingly not great.
I
They're
almost
20.
trust Brissett more than Luck, though, and weirdly enough. Like, I just feel like Brissett's got this winning thing to him.
Oh, I think I mentioned this some last week. Brissett's just risk adverse. He's gonna make the smart, safe throws. He might
And he's
not
got
win
the
you
O-line to
games.
protect him, which is the biggest thing.
Luck could go out there and win you games single-handedly, but
The Colts have the second best line in football.
I don't know if I go that far, but they're up there for sure.
Definitely top 5.
They're probably top 5, yeah. I mean, Quentin Nelson's one of the best guards in the entire game.
I mean,
But
maybe the Rams? I mean, dude, they're a problem up front.
yeah, they're an incredibly well put together team. I think defensively, this is a week that they kind of step up and
They
look
need
better
to.
than they've looked.
Yeah.
They're 21st against the pass, DVOA, and 30th against the run. So if the Raiders want to get Josh Jacobs going, which is what they've continuously said after every single game, fucking John Gruden gets up there and says, "We got to get the ball to Josh Jacobs." Why don't you just do it then, bro?
Aren't you the play caller, Gruden?
Yeah, why don't you do it? Because the dude is, I'm not gonna say the best weapon you have offensively, because I think Darren Waller's that guy. But
Right.
I mean, Josh Jacobs is very good.
Yeah.
I
Colts are
don't know.
6th in rushing. I mean, I look for Mac to have a pretty big game here.
Yeah, I think Mac has a good game. I think that just the I will say this. T.Y. Hilton's status is pretty important. Maybe not for this game, but going forward.
Right, going forward for sure.
Um,
They should almost sit in this game, to be honest. I mean, just let him chill.
yeah, I don't know if
his quad tightened up mid-game, and he was like, nah, I can't go back in.
yeah, I mean those
Yeah,
are those sketchy injuries too.
Spooky.
Those are those sketchy injuries that last and linger and get reagitated.
And he's so fast, he's just churning those legs. You know what I mean?
And he's bar none the best receiver on that team.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So we'll see. I think even without T.Y., the Colts will be fine this game.
What do you got the score?
24-17.
24-17?
Yeah, I think it's just a game that the Colts dominate on the ground, and it's not like a high scoring. They don't blow them out or anything. The Raiders, it's probably one of those games where the Colts are constantly up 2 possessions, but the Raiders score, and then the Colts go down and score, and it ends up being like a 1-possession game, but it just doesn't feel like it.
I was just thinking Mac had 2 touchdowns, and then Brissett has 2 touchdowns, and then a field goal. So I was thinking they could put up some points, and then Raiders still get 20.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Mac gets in the end zone once or twice, and then Ebron. That's my guess. That's my prediction. If T.Y.'s out.
Joel's had some catches too, though. So you got kind of a nice 2 tight end combo that you can go with.
That's what they had last year too, and
Yeah.
Ebron was the red zone guy and got all the touchdowns. But
Right.
We both got the Colts. Just I'm not picking the Raiders either. I can't see a game where I pick the Raiders.
Nope.
All right, next up. Oh, speaking of teams that we're not picking ever, we got the 1-2 Chargers going to Miami to take on the 0-3 Dolphins.
Yeah, it's a barn burner, as you would say.
I mean, the Chargers, they're allergic to winning, dude.
A little spooky.
Miami
at home.
Yeah, Miami at home, where they have been dominant this season.
Tell you what, I'll take Miami plus 16, but I won't take them to win.
All right, that's an interesting one.
Miami's averaging.
That's got to be kind of embarrassing for the Chargers that all of these teams are 20+ point favorites and you're a 16 one.
Yeah. Miami's averaging 44 points allowed per game. I mean, if they can get Keenan on the ball, how does he not go for 150 plus and 2 more tutties?
Yeah.
They need to run the ball a little bit more, I think. It was 46 passes to 18 rushes last week. Obviously, they were gunslinging to try to keep up with Deshaun, but get Eckler involved. You know what I'm saying? Run the ball over Miami. Get Keenan Allen on big plays.
Even Justin Jackson hasn't looked horrible.
Yeah, no, he's solid number, I guess, 3, but 2 right now. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for LA that Hunter Henry's out till probably December.
Yeah.
Second round pick in 2016 out of Arkansas, Woo Pig. But Miami's bad. Yeah, he's solid. Miami's bad. Chargers should get back on track. 40-17 is what I got.
Yeah, I got the Chargers 40-17, so you don't have Miami covering.
I don't have them covering.
All right, I got the Chargers 37-10. Not much to say, really.
Yep.
All right, okay, actually, let's do another deep dive. We did this last week. Let's do another deep dive on how bad the Dolphins have been. Minus 117 point differential, worst ever to start a season, and it's 21 points worse than the second worst team. So just astronomically bad. 133 points allowed so far, worst of all time. 14 more points than the second worst. They are 0-2 at home, and they have lost by a combined score of 102-10 at home this season. So I did say last week they played well enough in the first half to give me some confidence that they might win a game this season. Definitely not this week, though.
I mean, this is a game. Chargers defense needs to make some things happen to feel good about themselves.
Yeah, it's the same thing that we said about the Cowboys last week. Time to get rolling, and this is the perfect team to boost some confidence and get yourself going in the right direction.
Their offense is ranked 5th, and their defense is ranked 19th. That's not good enough.
No, and this is a super talented defense. They should. There's really no excuse that they should be that low.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's time to get going. Keenan Allen, yikes. This secondary, Keenan Allen's going to have a field day.
Yeah.
And really not much to say about this one. I mean, it's fun to poke fun at the Dolphins, but if you actually watch one of those games, which is what us Cowboys fans had to do last week, God, it's just the worst thing you'll ever experience. All right. Oh, this is a fun one coming up here. NFC East rivalry.
Yes.
The 0-3 Redskins go to New York to take on Danny Dimes and the 1-2 Giants.
Yep, coming off a little magic,
Yep.
or a little luck. Just the
a
Bucs,
little mixture of both, but hey,
Bucs just shooting themselves in the foot yet again.
Just doing Bucs things.
Yeah. So both these teams score 21 a game and both allow 31 points a game, literally the exact number to the decimal.
Yeah, this will be. These teams are pretty similar, honestly.
I think it'll be a shootout. I think both these teams put up some points. Giants have been getting torched through the air, though. Worst in the league in pass yards allowed per game. The Redskins are 9th in passing in the league.
Yeah.
And they've faced the Bears. You said in the second half, there was a moment where they were kind of in that game, second half.
The Redskins are playing. I'm saying they're not like the Dolphins where they're trying to lose. They're playing games.
And where you picked the Redskins last week is where I'm really scared to pick them this week. But Daniel Jones, he's got the hype, but I think Case Keenum and Scary Terry are going to put up some numbers. And I also said they need to use Chris Thompson more. This dude is a weapon.
I like Chris Thompson.
This dude is a weapon out of the backfield, man. The Redskins unfortunately have a 28th ranked defense, but their one bright spot is Landon Collins, who the Giants let go. He'll be one to have a big game. He's had 10 defensive stops, which leads all safeties. Obviously, the Giants have no Saquon, and they didn't have him for most of the game last week, but, that's going to really hurt their game.
Almost all their entire comeback, they didn't have him. So.
Right. Interesting stat about that. Do you know Daniel Jones is 1-0 in 18-point comebacks? Do you know Eli's numbers in 18-point comebacks?
Oh, and I'm
0-44. I put a shootout. I got Redskins 31-27.
Damn. Yeah, I got a shootout too, but I'm buying into the hype. I'm going Giants 34-31.
Yeah.
One important thing though, Case Keenum is dealing with a foot injury, and they do not know if he's going to play. So this could be Daniel Jones, Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, let's do it.
I would love to see that as an NFC. I'm picking the Giants, but I'm struggling to do so because I think Wayne Gallman is awful.
Yeah, that's where I'm if they had Saquon, I'd probably pick the Giants for sure.
But these are two of the worst secondaries in the NFL. So it's
no doubt. Yep.
Sterling Shepard is a weapon, but on the other side of the football, Terry McLaurin
out of both secondaries, definitely Landon Collins, and he's been a monster.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And then if Norman can step up and shut down Shepard a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Get a pick. One thing about Daniel Jones last week, he did fumble the ball twice. I know Case Keenum's had a problem too, but if we see Haskins out there.
True. Case Keenum turned the ball over 5 times Monday night.
Yeah, so there's gonna be some turnovers. There's gonna be some big plays.
This could be ugly. We're predicting it to be a shootout, but it could be gross.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm buying into the magic, man. I think that stadium's gonna be crazy.
Yep.
Their first chance getting to see Daniel Jones. They just came off a huge win.
The over/under is 49.5, so even Vegas believes that they're going to be putting up points.
What's the spread on this one?
3. Giants -3.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, we both got to be
close to one another.
Yeah.
But hey, look at this, man. The Giants win this game. They're looking at 2-2.
Yeah.
And you got the Eagles playing the Packers tonight, a tough
But
game.
the Redskins don't want the Giants to get 2-2, and they haven't won yet.
Yeah, the Redskins don't want to get to 0-4, but
I mean, Jay Gruden goes 0-4 and loses to the Giants without Saquon.
yeah, it's tough.
But buddy,
Jay Gruden's seat's
your
already
seat is
scorching.
burning. Buddy,
His
your
seat's
seat is
already
burning.
scorching.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. This is a really tough one to pick. I'd definitely buy into the hype. Otherwise, if I was rational, I'd probably pick the Redskins.
I think if you didn't pick the Redskins last week, you'd be more inclined to pick them this week.
They did burn me. But I was encouraged by what I saw in the second half. And the Giants' defense is not the Bears' defense.
Nope. Should be fun though. It's an NFC East matchup.
Yeah, you know what? This is a Redskins secondary that made Mitchell Trubisky look good. So Daniel Jones, step right up, buddy. You're gonna have another big one this week, I think.
Yeah.
And just to show you how much I'm buying into the hype, guess who my starting fantasy quarterback is this week? I'm rolling with Danny Dimes, baby. Fuck the Giants, fuck you Giants fans, but I don't mind you this season. I don't mind watching your games and rooting for some fun things to happen.
Yeah.
At least not against us.
Yeah, I got the Skins.
You got the Skins, I got the Giants. We both think it's going to be a fun shootout, so that might be like a must-watch. Just look at these 12 o'clock games. Chiefs-Lions will be fun. Pats Bills. Oh, there are a lot of good 12 o'clock games.
Yeah, there's some good 12 o'clock.
Some good 12 o'clock games. And those divisional games, those divisional 12 o'clock games, weird stuff happens, man.
Right.
Oh, and speaking, this is where this one's I'm gonna regret. This next game, I can already feel it in my bones. The Browns 1-2 go to Baltimore to take on the 2-1 Ravens.
So this is a tough matchup for Cleveland, man. Right after the Rams, and you got to go to Baltimore.
Wait, let me interrupt you real quick just to say I am picking the Browns in this game.
Okay, I am for sure not taking the Browns. Cleveland scoring 16 points a game.
Offense looks bad.
With this overhyped offense, zero offensive line, bottom 5.
I have faith.
They're scoring 16 points a game. The Ravens are, on the other hand, are scoring like 33 points a game, something like that.
I have faith.
I thought I had it on here. Baltimore 37 points a game. Both defenses are solid though. I mean, the Browns have been decent on defense. I give the edge
by
to Baltimore.
far the best defense the Ravens have played by a mile. I'll touch on that in a second.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give the edge to Baltimore on the defense side though. Cleveland needs to focus on getting the ball out of Baker's hands quickly.
They need to get the ball to Nick fucking Chubb.
They need to get the ball to Odell on slants and let him run past people.
That's true too.
Baltimore's first in rushing yards a game and second in rushing touchdowns. Both teams play a lot of RPOs and play action a lot, so we'll see a lot of that this game. Cleveland has allowed 11 sacks in 3 games. I got Baltimore 38-20.
I got the Browns 29-28. Don't fuck me, Cleveland, please. I shouldn't be doing this. I think all of my gut picks I had last week were wrong, but I'm still throwing out.
I did not think they scored 29 points, bro.
This is what I imagine happening. The final drive of the game, they're down 21-28. They're driving downfield. They score a touchdown like a minute left, and Baker and Kitchen say, "You know what? Fuck this. We're going for 2 in the win." They get it. That is my prediction.
You have confidence that they can do a game-winning drive after the 4th and 7 draw call last week?
I don't have any confidence. It's just a gut feeling. I can't describe it, man. I mentioned this in the Giants game. It's a 12 o'clock divisional game. Those are always weird.
Yeah, I mean, I got Baltimore covering. Like, I'm not even.
But listen to this, man. The Ravens, they look good on offense, but they have played the 32nd ranked defense, the 22nd ranked defense, and the 21st ranked defense by DVOA. Cleveland is 8th. So this is a giant step up in competition level defensively.
Yeah.
This Browns team is too talented to not get it going at some point.
They need something, yeah.
I feel like this is a big game for them too because they can shut everyone up, I think. By beating like a Ravens team that everyone's crowning as these Super Bowl contenders and runaway favorites for the NFC North. If the Browns win this game, they're 2-2, and I think would be first in that division. Like just by tiebreakers and stuff, they would have to be. I'm assuming. It's just a weird gut feeling that I have, man. The Ravens secondary has issues. They've given up the 6th most passing yards. They've given up 345 passing yards 2 weeks in a row. Granted, last week was Patrick Mahomes, so. But
Okay, well. The Ravens are first in rushing in the league, and the Browns are 25th in rushing. The Browns have 10th ranked overall defense.
But I think the Browns.
That's going to be the key here.
They
can shut down the run.
Take that rushing stat for the Browns with a grain of salt because they were playing behind the score the entire game in week 1 and they really couldn't run the ball. But they've looked better running the past 2
Cubs
weeks.
had some decent numbers.
And dude, their defense looked good against the Rams.
Yeah.
Like I think the
agree.
defense has been playing well this season.
I agree, but we also attribute that to the Rams being kind of sketchy without Gurley.
Right, yeah, but still, I mean that's still a prolific.
Like right now, Ingram looks better than
should
Gurley.
be.
Let's be honest.
Ingram better than Gurley? I'd take Ingram right now over Gurley.
That's what I'm saying.
I've always liked Ingram though.
I just think the Ravens too. Like Harbaugh is a good coach, man. Like huge coaching advantage. Like I think they game plan well for this game.
Yeah,
and I got the Ravens in a. I mean, it might be. I think it'll be close for a little bit, and I think the Ravens will blow up and end up blowing them out.
Yeah, I mean, if I sat down and just went with my head, I would tell you the Ravens are going to win this game. But it's just, I just have a weird feeling, man. If the Browns win this game and they fuck me, I'm not picking them the rest of the season. I don't care who they play. hold me to that.
I'll give you your props if the Browns win.
All right. Give me my flowers if the Browns win this game. And I'm also predicting they'll go for 2 for a chance to win. That's just some shit you could see Baker and Kitchens doing. You know for a fact they would do some shit like
or
that.
like going for the extra point and missing it.
Yeah, I could see them going for 2 and then doing some dumbass trick reverse jet sweep and losing 8 yards. But we'll see, man. Go Browns. I'm rooting for you. All right. Next up. Oh, this one's kind of gross. The 1-2 Panthers go to Houston to take on the 2-1 Texans. Will anyone watch this game? No. But who do you got?
I think this is a good game.
It's a good game, but
it's just
out
that
of all the games available for 12 o'clock, this is towards the very bottom of the list, if not.
I mean, I think this is the big game for the Panthers if they want to say, hey, just because Cam's out, we're not going to just throw the season away. If you look at what we did last week, Kyle Allen balled out. I mean, understandably against the Cardinals, if I'm correct, the worst team in the league probably, or the second worst. I mean, one of the worst.
Definitely towards the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
But I'd probably put the Jets worse than them right now.
Okay, that's fair. I got 2 physical teams on here. Carolina's averaging 400 yards a game of offense. Texans is coming off a solid win. I mean, the key for me is going to be Kyle Allen. If he plays well, I mean, this could be a decent little shootout. They need to protect him. McCaffrey's a problem. Houston defense allows almost 100 more yards total per game. So Carolina defense obviously isn't bad. I mean, last week was Watson's first career game with over 300 yards passing and 0 interceptions.
That's interesting.
It's kind of interesting. He's only sacked twice last week, so the O-line's improving.
Yeah, it's getting better.
But the Panthers had 8 sacks last week, obviously against the Cardinals. But I mean, that defense, like Rivera, that's his calling card, is defense and McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying?
8 sacks, Jesus.
8 sacks. But bottom 2 O-line probably. This is still a team that lost to the Bucs. Houston's been more impressive to me. I'll go Texans 27-23.
Yeah, I got the Texans too, 23-17. I'm not Kyle Allen looked really good against the Cardinals, but I'm not buying into him yet to the point where I'm taking him against Deshaun Watson.
I still think he'll have a decent game though.
Yeah, I think so too, because it's not a very good Texans secondary, and I think me and you both like DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel.
But if Watt can get in there, get a fumble or something, I mean, it could be a rough day for him.
Yeah, definitely. This is. I don't think their secondary is that good, but this is clearly the Texans secondary. But this is clearly a better defense than the Cardinals have. Panthers, I kind of like them, but it's hard for me to pick them. I think they have a good defense. They got a really good D line. They could definitely give this Texans offensive line, who did look better last week, but I could definitely see them getting some more pressure. The 5th ranked D line by DVOA pass rushing, and they have 10 sacks this season. Granted, 8 of them. 8 of them were last week.
Yeah.
And their secondary has been really good too. James Bradbury's been quietly one of the best corners in the NFL. He's 29 passer rating on 12 targets, and he's 6'1", 212. So he's big, physical.
He's good.
He could bang with D-Hop if he has to. Dante Jackson's look good too. He has 2 picks. So I don't hate this Panthers team. I think this is a close game.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm gonna give the edge to Texans. I like Deshaun Watson better. And I've been hard on Deshaun Watson, but man, the more I watch him, I'm definitely becoming a truther. Man, he's stupid good.
Yeah, he's good. If they can protect him, man, they're gonna be a problem.
Yeah, and also though,
there's two physical teams though, so I think it'll be a hard fought, good game. Good game
right, and looking at this matchup, Pro Football Focus, take things that they say with a grain of salt, though. They have the Panthers as the second worst run defense. Or I'm sorry, the Texans as the second worst run defense. So, maybe Christian McCaffrey breaks him off or
McCaffrey, big
something.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, we could see because that game against the Cardinals last week was close until McCaffrey took like a 70-yard run to the house.
Yep.
So he's a big play, backbreaker type of player.
Yep.
We both got the Texans though, but interesting matchup.
It's close.
Sure.
I got 27-23. What would you say you got?
I have a 23-17, so a touchdown difference.
23-17. The spread's 4.5. So.
That's a tough one to bet on, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I got Carolina basically plus 4.5.
I got the Texans covering it, but there's no way I would bet on that.
Right.
So yeah, the more I talked about it, the more I think this is an interesting game. But still, moving on to the 3:00 games. I'm looking at the games right here.
Whichever one you want to do first.
The Bucks, after a back-breaking loss, go to LA to take on the 3-0 Rams. Who you got?
Yeah, I hate talking about the Bucks. Bucks lost last week from 2 missed extra points and a missed 34-yard field goal.
Buccaneers football, baby.
I mean, you want to like Jameis. You love. I do. I really want to like him. I always liked him more than Mariota coming out of that draft.
Okay, well, yeah, the bar is very low there.
But a lot of people were huge on Mariota coming out of that draft, bro.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think I was a big Mariota truther.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's also because I hated Florida State, though, so I was definitely biased against Winston.
Yeah, I mean, you love Mike Evans. You think they got a decent couple running backs. Godwin's improved this year.
Peyton Barber looks better than we thought he would.
Right. But the Bucks just find a way, man.
Yep.
To shoot themselves in the foot, even with Bruce Arians. This is crazy.
That game last week.
What's interesting in this game for me is the Rams' offense against the Bucks' defense. The Rams' O-line is ranked 3rd worst by Pro Football Focus. Obviously, we're talking grain of salt with them. But Shaq Barrett has been a monster. Yeah. So he's got 7 sacks in the last 2 games. They got 2 fumbles from Daniel Jones. I expect a fired-up Bucks team coming off that loss. I think this game will have some turnovers. Could be kind of a decent shootout, but the Rams have a big secondary advantage. They held Odell and Michael Thomas under 100 yards. But I got the Rams 27-23.
Oh, wow. Okay, I got the Rams 27-24, so we're both kind of in the same boat.
Love that.
I can't quit the Bucks, man.
Yeah, I got scores this week, by the way.
I can't. Yeah, nice addition. I like that. I can't quit the Bucks, man. I wanted to pick them. I really wanted to pick them, but I can't get burned again. I can't get burnt again by them. Man, I'm really impressed by this defense. I know that they gave up a lot of points last week, but there were some big ass plays that.
I mean, hey, if you want to bet on them, they're plus 350.
What's the spread of this game?
10.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Is it?
I take the Bucks.
I don't think it's that disrespectful.
The Rams have not looked that impressive.
I mean, yeah, but the Bucks are just the Bucks, man.
This
now, if you want to take the Bucks plus 10, I mean, I'm not mad at that.
I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, this is the week that the Rams start clicking on offense." Is it really though? Like this Bucks defense is really good.
I mean, I don't expect like a monster game from Gurley or anything. That's for sure.
No, because the Bucks held Saquon to 1.3 yards per carry before he got hurt. They held Christian McCaffrey at 2.3 yards per carry, and they held Matt Breida, who is a yards per carry monster, to only 2.5.
I think this receiving core just quietly keeps being one of the best in the league, though.
Who are you talking about? The Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been disappointing this year so far. Like Cooper Kupp is a monster,
right?
But Brandon Cooks
still had 112 yards on 8 catches last week.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks is always like a big play.
Yeah.
Robert Woods has been a little disappointment though.
I mean, you can only feed the ball to so many people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man,
maybe this is a game where Woods kind of sneaks out of the water and gets some plays.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think the Bucks do not have a good secondary. I think they have a really good defensive line, but I
like Hargraves, but he's had a lot of injury concerns.
He's had a rough start to the year too. But I think the Rams, I wrote here, they're going to do enough to win. I'm not impressed by them. I think they walk away from this game 4-0, but without a single impressive performance. That's just how I feel about them right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
They haven't had they've had beating Cleveland in Cleveland's a nice win, even though we still don't really know what the Browns are. The Saints at home without Breeze and
a weird game. That fumble should have been a touchdown.
A really weird game, and then Week 1 against the Panthers, where Cam Newton was hurt and was god awful the first 2 weeks of the season. So
God, that Rams Saints game was so disappointing, man.
it was that was like one of the premier games of the season.
Of the season.
That's awful. You know what? This Rams defense has been disappointing. The offense has been disappointing.
Their secondary is their bright spot, though.
Yeah, their secondary is their bright spot, and that's big because Godwin and Evan are monsters.
Yep.
They held Odell Beckham to 6 catches, 56 yards.
I mean, can I see Aaron Donald getting to Jameis? Yes.
Yeah, and can I see Jameis not having any clue what to do?
Like
Jameis when he's under pressure is one of the funniest things in football.
Throwing a little pitch fumble right into Aaron Donald's hands or something.
This dude like starts just scrambling. Like you see him like turning around, looking.
His eyes get all big.
I will say that I do. You know what? Now that you mentioned Jameis, I do root for him too.
Dude,
you remember I was very high on him going into the season.
I mean, you can't watch that eating the W clip and not just laugh your ass off.
You can't. You can't help but just almost feel bad for him. Like
the whole team is like, bro.
The whole team is like that picture of Deshaun Jackson in the background. Like, what the fuck? I have to get off of this team, bro. But no, we both got the Rams. Bucks, I can't quit you. I wanted to pick you, but God, I just can't.
Yeah.
You always find a way to lose. All right, next game. The Seahawks, 2-1, go to Arizona to take on the 0-2-1 Cardinals. Are you getting burned by the Cardinals again?
This is interesting. I am not getting burned by the Cardinals again. I would say off the rip, though, both these offenses have similar numbers. I mean, Seattle's got a little bit edge on every category, but
people do compare Kyler Murray to Russell Wilson.
I mean, that's if I put on here if there's something Kyler Murray's aspiring to be, it's definitely Russell Wilson.
I think that's best case scenario.
Yeah. Cardinals D, man, has just been god awful. Seattle should put up 30 plus on this team. Even if Seattle defense hasn't been great, they allow 26 points a game. I don't know if that's counting the punt return. I don't believe it is. But I think this could be a fun game to watch. The O-line for Arizona is just too bad.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna be expecting Kyler Murray scrambling, trying to make crazy plays. Arizona also allows 160 rushing yards a game. So if there's a game where Carson can get it going and hopefully not fumble the ball, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Hold on to the fucking ball.
It's got to be this week for Carson.
And you almost have to think he's playing for his job because I don't know if Rashad Penny's going to play this week, but if he fumbles again and Penny comes back healthy, I mean,
yeah, this has got to be Carson's game to like say, okay, I'm good, y'all, I'm good. I got Seattle 38-24.
Yep, I got Seattle too. 31-27 though. I have it close.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that mainly because I think that this Cardinals team, we've seen it in 2 of their games so far where they're behind the whole game, but then they go on some fourth quarter run and make it a closer game than it probably should be.
Seattle usually gets better as the game goes on, though. So that's where I'm kind of like, I think it'll be closer towards the beginning, and then Seattle runs off of it.
What's the spread on this one?
It's 5, actually. So.
I thought it'd probably be a little bit higher than that.
That's why, yeah.
Even though I have Carolina covering, or not Carolina, the Cardinals covering this, I'd be interested in betting on the Seahawks to cover that because Russ has been insane this year.
I definitely have Seattle covering.
Russ has been insane this year. This is a passing offense that looks really fucking good.
Really good. Disley's a problem. I mean, Cardinals have no players on that defense, especially without Peterson.
Yeah, especially without Peterson and Alford. There's just no way that they can keep up at all.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out why I have the score so close.
I don't know
my notes, but I think it's just the Cardinals' offense was really disappointing last week. Maybe they get going again. I really want to see them get David Johnson going early. I know they're an air raid offense, so they really won't, but do something to get him more involved. You're probably your best player on offense.
Yeah.
Do like more screen passes or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just me talking as a
they already barely throw the ball like very deep. Like,
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Give David Johnson the ball. Yeah. I don't know. This is a Cardinals team I'm very disappointed in, man. I thought last week was their week.
Yep.
They got torched by Kyle Allen, so you want me to think that they're going to hold their own against Russell Wilson?
Their defense is atrocious. That's why Seattle's going to put up stupid numbers again this week.
Yeah. And you know what? Actually, let me say this about Seattle, because I was super high on them last week, and I'm still high on them. I think they're good. But let me just say this.
It's an easy matchup for them coming off last week.
Wins against the Bengals, that was ugly.
Yeah.
Wait, who was their
But
second?
again, like I've said, the Bengals not completely terrible.
No,
Like
not completely terrible.
obviously they're not good as far as like they're not gonna make playoffs or anything, but like they'll play you. They'll play you good.
They had an ugly win against the Bengals. I'm trying to see what was their second game. I can't think of it off the top of my head. And then an ugly win against Pittsburgh. So
Yep.
it's like, and that was the game that
Big
Big
Ben
Ben
was
got hurt.
out. Went out. Yeah.
So like, I like this.
Their defense doesn't
Seahawks
really
team,
impress me.
man. No, the Legion of Boom's dead. Like,
Yeah, but
very
the
clearly
offense
dead.
is impressive.
And they have a pretty good front seven. The Seahawks do, but that secondary is really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got the Cardinals scoring 24 points. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they'll do some things on offense, but the defense can't help them at all.
This is a secondary that gave up almost 500 passing yards to Andy Dalton. So I could see this getting to a shootout and the Cardinals keeping it somewhat close, even though it's not that close. Does that make sense? Like a garbage time touchdown or some shit.
Yeah, I feel you.
But we both got the Seahawks. Cardinals, you're not going to burn me again, Cliff. You're not going to burn me again. Okay, next up. Oh, this one is an interesting one. The 2-1 Vikings go to Chicago to take on the 2-1 Bears. The battle of the quarterbacks.
Defenses.
Let's just say that.
I got battle of the defenses.
Oh yeah, battle of the defenses for sure. But Mitch Trubisky and
which quarterback can prevail?
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, Mitch Trubisky. Wow.
Yeah, Minnesota third most rushing attempts in the league. Dalvin Cook's been a monster. Obviously, you're going against the top defense. Can they shut down Dalvin? Defense allows 4 yards per carry. Only 70 total rushing yards they allow per game. I think Minnesota tops that amount.
Yeah,
but
so.
I still think this game will come down to protecting Kirk and the Vikings getting some pass plays throughout the game, getting Thielen the ball, try to get Diggs going.
Or something.
Yeah, something. Bears are solid everywhere on defense, though. No secret about it. So Kirk's gonna have to get the ball out quick, be smart, don't turn the ball over. Which I think Kirk throughout his career has been good about not turning the ball over for the most part. That's kind of one thing that even if he struggles, he usually doesn't turn the ball over very, very much. But Bears have fifth most sacks with 11 in the league. Minnesota's got a good pass rush too. They got 10 sacks on the year. But even Washington got 3 sacks on Trubisky last week. So I'm going to go with Minnesota has the better day. I also wrote, can Montgomery get 20 carries? Can he top 100 yards this week? I said, I don't know if I see it this week. I got Minnesota.
Give him 20 carries.
That's what I'm saying. I got Minnesota 20-17.
I got Minnesota too, 17-16. I'm not. It's just like, it's
spooky. This is a spooky game to pick as far as
What I'm interested in the spread on this.
It is 2.
Okay.
Chicago -2. If you pick Minnesota on the money line, it's only plus 105. So
yeah,
it's a very close.
This
game.
Is really close. This is a super hard one to pick.
Yeah.
It's like an unstoppable force, and Dalvin Cook meets an immovable object in the Chicago Bears run defense.
Yeah.
Who's going to win that matchup? That will decide the game 100%.
Yep. And if he gets shut down, can Kirk make some plays?
Well, the reason why I'm picking the Vikings is even if Dalvin gets shut down, he is probably at this point in time, right now, going into week 4, probably the best big play threat in the NFL, at least at the running back position.
He's the best running back in the league right now, for sure.
I'm saying, like, out of all positions, big play threat. This dude.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
He put up 154 against a really good Packers defense.
I guess you get McCaffrey, Odell. I mean, I guess just because the Browns are bad, but
I don't know if this stat's correct, but it was when I looked into it week 3. He has the most 10+ yard carries in the NFL. So Dalvin is a big play threat. Do I trust Kirk? No, I don't. Not in the slightest. Do I trust Mitch Trubisky? No, not in the slightest. So
even less.
I don't know about even less. They're probably on even playing field.
It's got to be less, man. I know you're so hard on Kirk, bro. Kirk is not that terrible.
Okay, but let me look at him this season. 10 pass attempts against the Falcons.
I understand, but they're playing the way they should. They're running the ball.
Here's the thing. In week 2, when they went against Green Bay and he had to pass, he went 14 of 32 with 2 interceptions and a 53 passer rating.
All right. Well, Green Bay defense is God sent, so that must be the reason for that.
I like them. I think they are God sent.
I'm not saying I'm on that they're a good defense. I'm just not that big on them yet.
I will say this. Flacco put up 292 against his Bears passing defense. Keenum turned the ball over 5 times. Yes, I'm aware of that.
Yep.
But he put up 332. And like I said last week, they were in that game at one point in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
the Bears let him crawl right back in.
I mean, yeah, Washington sacked Trubisky 3 times, like I said.
Yeah, I do agree with you that Kirk can be careful with the ball when he wants to. This is a Vikings team that doesn't turn the ball over too much, and that's huge against this Bears team, really.
Right.
If they cannot
Can't
turn the
let them
ball
get
over,
a
I like them.
defensive score in this game.
No,
Can't happen.
No. I think Dalvin breaks one off. That's my prediction. I think that is the game. That's like
Yeah.
the deciding factor.
Yeah, I think they top 70 total yards that the Bears have been allowing. I think in rushing. I think they top.
And you mentioned it. I mean, we talked a lot about the Bears defense. The Vikings have a really good defense as well.
Really good. Yep.
And do I trust Mitch Trubisky? Not in the slightest. He's god awful. I don't give a fuck what he did against the Redskins on Monday night when he threw the ball 2 yards. I do not care. I could have done that, to be completely honest with you.
I mean, he had the one play which was impressive to me, where he
That
rolled
130
out,
Taylor
threw it
Gabriel,
on the
yes,
run to
that was
Gabriel
nice.
in the corner. Yeah,
That
that
was
was
nice.
like the one play that impressed me.
But the Bears, if they can get turnovers like they did Monday night, they'll win this game. If they can't, I don't know.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
It's going to be close, too. This is the toughest one to pick of the week, I think. But
Yep.
I'm going Vikings 17-16. You got the Vikings as well in a close
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Last Thursday game. Oh, this one's
Sunday game. Sunday 3
Oh,
o'clock.
yeah, I'm sorry. Last 3 o'clock game. I don't know why I said Thursday game. This one's a sinker. Jaguars 1-2 go to the Denver to take on the 0-3 Broncos.
It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting game.
Are you going to be watching this game?
I mean, I usually do red zone 3 o'clock games.
I see Red Zone covering this game for maybe 20 seconds.
Right. I mean, I still like to watch Minshew play. Now, do I think it's gonna be high scoring by any means? No.
What's the over under?
39.
Hmm.
39. So.
Damn, that's low.
Yeah, my score is 23-17. I'll tell you who I got winning in a second. The Super Bowl era, did you know Minshew has the highest completion percentage of any rookie ever in his first 3 games? Jacksonville defense, 9 sacks last week. Flacco was sacked 6 times last week. That's not good for Denver.
No.
Denver defense, on the other hand, has 0 sacks.
Yep.
And 0 takeaways.
Yep.
I could kind of see this
team ever, by the way.
Yeah, I could kind of see this being a game where Denver could get some things going, but at the same time, I think Jacksonville is kind of getting in a rhythm after last week. I mean, I don't know what the Ramsey situation is. He's been out. I think he's having a child, being born, which is great.
Who? Sorry.
Jalen Ramsey.
He's got
been
6 different things going on.
Yeah, and
Sick, back, quad.
Yeah, the little conference with Marone. I didn't realize this guy had such a bad lisp. Like, he sounds like very.
Marone?
Yeah, he's got like this lisp. Like, I can't imagine what these players say behind his back about him. But I think both teams will try to run the ball. I think Minshew will end up having a better game than Flacco. And I got the Jags on an upset, 23-17. I don't know. I was surprised that the Broncos were even favored, to be honest.
Yeah, but how much, though?
I mean, -3. I mean, I understand they're in Denver, but I still thought Jacksonville.
What is the home advantage? 3?
3. They got 3 points.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, home teams get 3 points automatically, right?
I don't know about all that.
I think that's what it is in college. I don't know if that's what it is in the NFL.
Okay, what about the Cardinals being like an underdog at home?
Well, I'm saying is you automatically get a 3-point
That's saying just like a starting point, you're saying?
Yeah, so like if you're a home team, you automatically get a 3-point favorite. So if this spread's 3, then at a neutral site, it would be even.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's true. I probably sound like a dumbass right now.
I honestly have no idea about that. But I was just surprised that Denver was favored, is what I was saying.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going them.
Okay.
It's just another gut feeling thing. I think I'm not high on this Jags offensive line, so I think this is a game where the Broncos get going. This is it. You can't go 4 weeks, I think, without a sack or a takeaway. You just can't. Especially with Von Miller on your team.
Minshew's getting that ball out, man.
I know, and they game playing. You know, I don't like Doug Marrone, but they game playing well for him.
Yeah.
And that Jags defense is clicking. They looked really good week 2 against the Texans, even though they lost the game. But defense played really good.
And last week played great.
They played really good against the Titans. So
against a top 5 offensive line, quote unquote.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Top 4. Top 4, even though they're ranked dead last by DVOA.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever.
Patty's
We're
not
not.
even good, honestly.
Yeah, he's the 6th best quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Wait, okay, I know. Tom Brady was 1, Dak was 2. Who even was the other 3?
Wentz was 3, dude.
That can't be true.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Can the media get off of the Eagles' dick for 5 seconds? This team is not that good.
It's unbelievable.
Holy shit! Who was 4? Mitch Trubisky?
Yeah, I'd have to look at it again. I just remember Wentz 3
Mariota?
and Mahomes 6. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Minshew or some shit.
I think Mariota was up there. I think he was like 7 or 8.
Oh, I did see that. I did see Mariota was really high because I saw a lot of people were mad about that. Yeah, PFF is just sometimes. What was it last year? Zeke was like the 30-something ranked running back.
Well, Dak didn't even crack top 100 players in the league. He's so middle of the pack.
Yeah, it's funny because I have a bunch of PFF stats littered all throughout my notes.
I mean, I use them a little bit. I've used it more NFL.com this week.
Well, it's the PFF conundrum is whenever one of their stats goes with what I'm saying, I'm using it.
Yeah, for sure.
But Broncos, they have to get going.
They really need to, but they've been so unlucky, and I think the Jags will keep it going. I think I'm choosing Minshew over Flacco here.
Really, I think that's actually a close one because I don't think Flacco's been playing bad.
Some reason NFL still's got the Denver defense as the 9th best defense, which.
Well, I think that they go by yardage and stuff.
I mean, yeah, but to me, from my eyes, the Jacksonville defense has been better.
Well, yeah, I definitely take the Jags defense, but
can they stop Lindsey? I mean, can you stop Lindsey? Can you not allow a big play to Emmanuel? I mean, that's going to be my thing, like big plays. If Jacksonville cannot allow any 50-yard, 60-yard touchdown from Lindsey, then I think Jacksonville wins.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one to pick. I'm going Broncos. I'm not confident in it. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, ugly affair. Really, I do. Broncos, I just think they get it going on defense. Do you think they get a sack or a takeaway in this game? At least one. Of
Denver?
Either.
Yeah. Yes, I think they get one of the two for sure.
I think Von Miller walks away with 2 sacks.
Okay.
That's my bold player prediction.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's not a bad prediction when you're picking a former defensive player of the year MVP.
Yeah, he's been a ghost, so It's time for him to get going. All right, you got the Jags. I got the Broncos.
Yep.
Sunday night football. Let's go.
Sir.
Finally, Cowboys are in prime time. Jesus.
Yep.
3-0. 3-0. Undefeated. Future Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys march into Nolans to take on the 2-1 Saints. How much you got the Cowboys winning by?
This is gonna be fun.
I think so.
It's gonna be a good test for our defense. My thing is with the offense, like I think we're gonna score a lot of points on this defense. My thing is get Zeke going, and it's gonna be the same kind of thing. Play action, getting the ball out quick to Amari, letting him work. Dak making plays. My thing is you can't turn the ball over. You can't let Cam Jordan get to Dak, get a fumble or something. No funny picks. No airing it out crazy like you did against Miami.
Yeah, no back foot 7-yard heaves.
Right, like let's buckle down. Let's play cowboy football. Let's go into Nolans and get a solid dub. Now, obviously, I'm picking us to win. What I am worried about is our defense against Saints offense. Obviously, we're not playing against Breeze. We're playing against Teddy. But when you got Kamara and you got Michael Thomas, and we have guys that don't make tackles, that don't cover correctly sometimes. Jeff Heath is looking at the ground instead of trying to go for a pick. D-line hasn't been spectacular. Obviously, I think our linebackers are our strength right now.
Got to be the best linebacking core in the NFL.
So can Jalen Smith get 12, 13 tackles and not let Kamara bust one or two on us is going to be the key. Also, special teams. I don't want to see this Lewis guy 20 yards every punt return.
No big plays.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't let that happen. Do I think it could be an interesting game where, some Cowboys have to win the game last drive or something? Yeah, I think the Saints team is still a really good team. So basically I got us scoring, 30 points And can we hold the Saints to 20-23? I got us going 30-23. Yeah, I think it'll be a four-quarter game. So I got us 30-23.
I got us 30-21, so we're
Nice.
close on that regard.
Nice.
So obviously I was going to pick the Cowboys regardless of whatever I saw when I did my deep dive research, but I wanted me to find something that tapered my expectations a little bit. But to be honest with you, the more I research, the more I feel confident in this Cowboys team against the Saints. The Saints have the 29th ranked run defense right now by DVOA. Seattle ran for 109, even trailing the entire game. And an important thing from that, Russell had 50. So this is a game Dak maybe gets going on the ground. The Rams ran for 115. Houston ran for 180.
Yeah.
So
no, the defense has not been good.
No,
but what they are is opportunistic, which you like to kind of say a lot.
And the thing about the Cowboys is even for the past 3 years since Dak and Zeke have been the focal points of this offense, they don't turn the ball over often. I think we only have 2 turnovers this year, both interceptions by Dak. One was a tip off a drop Cobb. By Cobb, pretty much, and then
the other one was just
Dak fucking around, basically.
Gunslinging against Miami.
Just saying, Miami defense, bet I'm throwing that shit up.
Yeah.
No Gallup hurts. But there's still enough offenses, I think.
I think Devin Smith could be a factor in this game.
Yeah, and Marshawn Lattimore has given up the most yards in coverage out of any secondary player in the NFL, which is shocking to see because he was so good his rookie season, and he's just fallen off of a cliff. So Amari, it's not like he has a good matchup this week because Amari's going to be torching him.
Yep.
And the thing is, I mentioned this when we talked about the Seahawks game, that still the Saints offense didn't impress me that much. Kamara obviously is a problem, but I look at our linebacking core. Leighton Van Der Esch is one of the best tacklers in the NFL.
That's going to be huge.
So
get that guy on the ground.
Get Kamara on the ground is a big thing. It scares me because Saquon kind of tore this run defense up week 1, and he was a monster to get on the ground.
Well, they ended up kind of adjusting a little bit.
He had that 170, 60-yard run.
Like other than that big play, he didn't even get in the end zone.
Yeah, but
so. I mean, this defense has kind of been middle of the pack, but where I think we're really solid and where we hang our hat on is getting off the field on third down.
Yeah.
And that's where I think this defense likes to get the ball to the offense, let them control the clock, and the defense has been pretty good at that. I know they haven't been great, not a lot of sacks, not a lot of takeaways, but that's where we kind of hang our hat on is getting off the field on third down.
Yeah, and I will say our defense did a really good job against Michael Thomas last year. I think we are a matchup nightmare for him. Byron is big, physical, is a blanket, and then if he lines up in the slot, I mean, Anthony Brown's a really good slot corner. So I like our matchup.
He played well last week, obviously, Miami, but he had some good moments.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not too familiar with our schemes. I don't know if we ever put Byron in the slot, but I'd be interested if we just had Byron follow Michael Thomas around because Byron is, as good as he is an outside corner, he's an insanely good slot corner too.
Yeah, I like Byron on Michael Thomas probably for most of the game. I don't want Shadobi on him.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Jesus, no. Byron's always been good against those big physical types.
I mean, Saints defense is just where I'm like, we're gonna score more points than these guys.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm disappointed by the Saints defense so far.
As long as we're solid in special teams, we can't let what the Saints did to Seattle kill us.
Right.
Because obviously Seattle put a bunch of numbers on them too, and they lost. So that's what we can't afford. We can't afford a punt return touchdown. We can't afford turnovers. We can't afford big plays. So you check all 3 of those boxes, and we're gonna beat this team.
Right, because then it's gonna come down to, can Teddy Bridgewater keep up? I don't think so.
No, our offense, dude. How much? 180 the Texans rushing?
Yeah, 180.
Zeke and Pollard are gonna have a day.
Yeah.
I mean, Zeke might have his best game of the year so far.
Well, the thing is our offense is just multifaceted now. So do you want to sell out and stop Zeke? Well, who's going to be on Amari? Are you going to double Amari? If you double Amari, then that's going to open up the box, and we're going to run the ball. If you don't double Amari, then
Smith over the top.
Yeah, if you don't double Amari, it's going to be a field day for him.
And Cobb will torch you too. You get Cobb on a little 10-yard curl, and he'll run past 2 people, stiff arm somebody.
And wins back. So 20. 3rd and 45 doesn't matter. Wins somehow going to.
I don't know that far for Witten.
No, I could see Witten doing some crazy ass 6'5", 40, just 7 defenders on his back, barely get him. And the thing about Witten is when he gets first downs, it's 1 yard past the first down marker.
Well, yeah, he'll make a little juke to get 2 more yards.
Yeah, you gotta love it. You gotta
Yeah,
love the guy.
gotta
What
love
a
it.
guy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a crazy game. Sunday Night Football. Saints are gonna come out and play. Obviously, it's the
And
Cowboys.
the
Every team
stadium will be
does.
crazy. It'll be
Stadium will be
rocking.
crazy.
Yeah. But I
The
think
thing is,
our team is fucking fired up, man.
yeah,
We are ready to fucking win, man. We're ready to beat anybody.
I think
It's
so too.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
listen, here's the thing about Jason Garrett. Talk about scheme all you want. I can only think of maybe a handful of times that this team came out not ready to play in like the last 3 or 4 years. He
That's
always has
surprising.
the team ready to go.
Yeah.
This team's always ready to win. So
I think we just have our leaders like set this year. Like
yeah,
we know who our leaders are. They lead well. Like Jalen Smith, Jason Witten, Dak. Like it's just like a solid core of guys.
yep. We both got the
The
Cowboys.
chemistry is better than I've ever seen with the Cowboys.
It
Hundred
does
percent.
feel a little bit different.
The
It,
chemistry is better than I've ever seen it in my life.
and this is like the 4th year with this core, so it's been gelling for some time now.
Right.
We don't have any like big additions.
And
The
and
guy,
a lot of the core has been through some of the tough losses. So
yeah,
we're ready to shut some people up, man.
for
If
sure.
we go out and dominate this game, we're gonna shut a lot of people up.
Oh man, if we dominate this game, ooh,
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to
I'm
watch.
excited.
Yeah.
I
So what was your
obviously
score?
30-21.
30-21. I think I have 30-24, I believe.
I think
I
that's what you
got
said. Yeah,
30-20,
23.
30-23.
Just yeah, not haven't been impressed by the Saints defense, and just don't think that Teddy can keep up if he has to.
Yep. But
So,
still, like by no means do we think this is like a easy
no, no.
yeah. But
Saints are a
do
really
we
good
think
team,
it's
really well
possible
coached.
that we just come out and dominate? Yeah, I think it's possible.
It is. Saints are really well coached. They still
Yep.
have a ton of talent, so this is definitely a winnable
Yep.
game for them, I would say. But I still have the Cowboys. All right, now Monday Night Football. I cannot believe that this is a fucking Monday Night Football game.
Yeah.
0-3 Bengals, 0-3 Steelers.
I mean, in the past, I mean, if Pittsburgh, you would have thought like, I mean, at least this is like divisional. Like Pittsburgh is going to be fun to watch, but
True.
Pittsburgh is not. Pittsburgh is not fun to watch right now. We'll say that. I'm interested to see what you think about my take here, because the way I'm starting this off is weirdly enough, I trust Andy Dalton in this game. It's very weird to say it, but I do. And
I mean, I've been high on him.
yeah, and adding to that, the last time Cincy beat Pittsburgh on the road in a primetime game was 1995.
Really?
Yeah, but both teams are turnover prone. Pittsburgh in off my eyes first 3 games has been worse than the Bengals. The Bengals have had, I know they're 0-3, but they've played the Bills well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think the Pittsburgh has a slight edge on defense just because they have better names. Minka has been a very good addition. He's causing problems to offenses. No doubt, Cincinnati defense is very bad. Both defenses are giving up 28 points allowed and over 400 total yards allowed. But what separates me here is the offenses, and I think Cincinnati's offense is better. Coming off a week against the top 10 defense in the Bills, you got Mixon going. You were in the game. You had a chance to game-winning drive. Bad throw by Dalton, but he was under pressure. And they need to get Boyd going. They need to get Mixon going. Try to get Ross on a big play. He kind of didn't do much last week. I'll say there's at least 3 turnovers in this game. I mean, it's not going to be pretty.
No.
Maybe a defensive touchdown somewhere. I think even if Pittsburgh were to get a defensive touchdown, I think Cincinnati could still win this game. So I got Cincinnati in a shootout, 27-24.
I got Bengals as well, 23-17. I don't have much to say about this game, honestly. I think this will probably be the least watched primetime football game of the entire season.
It's not going to be pretty.
Both of these defenses, you mentioned it by DVOA. The Bengals are the 30th ranked offense. I'm sorry, by offenses. Bengals are the 30th, which kind of surprised me. But the Steelers are the 29th ranked. So this is going to be ugly, man.
Battle of the bottom right here for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think both of these teams will be comfortably sitting in the cellar of the NFC North. Or I'm sorry, AFC
Tomlin
North.
needs this game, but I'm just based on my eye test. First 3 games, Bengals have looked better. I'm going with Andy Dalton.
Yeah, what it boils down to. Actually, this will be interesting to see. Will they open up the playbook for Mason Rudolph after the shit show of a game last week and just say, all right, dude, just throw the ball around? Because if that's the case, maybe I see him having a big game or something and Juju making some big plays and they win. But if they do the same conservative play calling they did last week, I have to pick the Bengals because I do like Andy Dalton more. I think their offense, even though it's ranked a spot lower than the Steelers, I think it's better.
Right.
And but the Bengals have the 28th run defense. Maybe it's time to get James Conner going. I know he's been struggling with some injuries or something, some nagging injuries.
Right.
He's looked bad. It's time to get him going because I don't want to say he's getting exposed, but he's not the player we thought that he was coming into the season.
Yep. Told you 4 leagues. I didn't draft him in one of them.
No, I mean, fantasy-wise, I was high on him. I was hoping he would fall to me in the second round because I had him last year and he was really good. But, man, he looks awful.
Yep.
This game sucks. There's really nothing else
it does.
This game sucks. Will I watch it, though? Yes.
Did we both jump ship on Pittsburgh? Because
I was jumping ship on them.
Yeah, like if they lose Monday night, like I'm jumping far.
Their season is already over for me. Like
Right.
0-3. I know the AFC is struggling, but I have not seen a single thing out of them that makes me feel like they can go on a run or anything.
Yep.
So we both got the Bengals. Not entirely confident in it, but I think the Bengals. I don't want to necessarily say they're better than 0-3 because they're probably not talent-wise.
They've had some, like last week, if we look at both
close.
teams' losses, which one was better? I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
The Bengals played the Seahawks.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Pittsburgh was in it too, but 5 turnovers?
Right. We talked about this on Tuesday. That game was an anomaly.
Ugh.
It was close. The 49ers needed a last-minute touchdown, but if you watch that game, you were like, how the fuck did the 49ers not win this game by 50 points? It's because of the 5 turnovers, but they dominated that game.
Yep.
You get 5 turnovers and you lose. That's disgusting.
Yep.
So Bengals, yeah. So I don't – we differed on a few of these picks.
Yeah, we did.
So that's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a fun week, I think.
Now, are you going to recap without me on Tuesday? I'm going to be in Florida. So
that's true. Brett will be gone on Tuesday, so I will be by my lonesome recapping these games.
I will be gone on Tuesday. If we can do early enough on Thursday, I'm gonna make an appearance on Slightly Biased on Thursday in sunny West Palm, Florida, where I'm moving in 2 months.
The Sunshine State.
Yes, sir.
Is that California?
No, Sunshine State is definitely Florida, my man.
All right. The Sunshine State. Brett will be gone Tuesday. I'll be by myself.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. We both took some chances.
Yep. Don't fuck me, Browns. Don't fuck me.
There's some good games. There's some good games this week.
Don't fuck me, Browns. Don't fuck me, Giants. Come on, guys.
We put another 100 on these picks or what? Appreciate you sending me that yesterday. That was a nice little 100.
Get back to me halfway through Sunday, and I'll tell you.
Okay, sounds good, brother.
All right, I need a big week this week. You were leading the standings. I think you were 10-6 last week.
Facts.
I was 9-7. There's a real chance that I have an ugly week this week. I'm really going out on a limb on some of these. But hey,
the Browns.
Oh man, but if the Browns get this, I'll look like a genius.
You will.
Because we both picked the Lions last week. To us, that wasn't that big of an upset, but
no, that was a good pick.
Oh, and yours is the Bills. So if the Bills win, you look like a genius. If the Browns win, I look like if the Bills win, you'll be a savant.
I honestly like my pick a little better though than yours, obviously. But
mine's definitely a gut thing. Like I'm banking on the attitude of the Browns. If they really have that winning,
I don't have the Raiders on my payroll this week, so that's good.
That is good. Get them off your payroll if you have them on.
Yes.
I'm trying to look at my other picks. Do I have any other out there ones? I have the Bucks playing the Rams.
You have the Broncos. That's kind of spooky.
Yeah, but that game's kind of a toss-up.
Minshew, baby. Minshew all the way.
We both had the Vikings. I think that I don't want to say upset, but
at least if I lose that game, you'll lose it too.
Yeah, I think most people are picking the Bears in that one.
It's okay.
Oh, and my other bold prediction, I think the Lions-Chiefs game is really close.
Okay. I don't think it'll be very close. It might be for a quarter, 2 maybe.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it with our picks this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Do all of that good stuff. And, okay, well, see ya.